What's up, guys? Welcome to my review of The Flash. But before we get started, oh my God, look who is here.
I'm Batman.
Oh, Batman is here, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you guys go check out the movie. I will be doing my review here. But thank you. So Batman, Bat.
Of course.
My apologies.
Well,
got kind of hard to shake right there. But I appreciate you coming out to the movie, and I can't wait to see it. Sir. Hopefully it's not the.
Don't need to be formal.
Oh, okay, I understand. Oh, how do you do, G-Pod crew? It's your Nutty Buddy Putty here, and today we're talking about we're talking about The Flash. Sorry, that beginning got me confused. But honestly, it's not wrong in saying what I'm saying, even though it is a Flash movie. Here's my thing. I'm going to go ahead and go into deep territory of spoilers later on, but right now it's going to be spoiler free. So do not stop the video if you're worried about spoilers. I will not spoil anything, okay? So let me go ahead and explain to you what this movie is about. This movie is, I guess, maybe a redesign. It's comparatively to what we've had in the DC universe with all the Justice League and everything. This does feel like a very refresher course, but at the same time, I have very mixed feelings when it comes to this movie. Someone asked me to give a number when I left out, and I told them I would give a number once I saw it. And I'm going to give you guys that number in a second. I feel like, for me, that the side I like is more based on a lot of the reasons why I liked, like, movies like Homecoming or Multiverse of Madness or No Way Home. Movies like this had a certain element that all share a comparison, and that is what this movie is doing. It's very weird, the world that we're living in, when you have to be very cryptic when it comes to your reviews, so you're not pushing the envelope of giving anything away. I was thoroughly enjoyed, but the first, I would say 30 minutes of the movie, felt really slow. Like, I think the reason why might be based on a stigma or a problematic problem that this world is bringing based on the real world. And if you don't know what I mean, I'm really referring to the casting. Here's my thing. Ezra Miller does a great job in this movie. I can't say anything bad about it because I feel like he really does do a good job. But of course, there is a stigma. And this is like the Jonathan Majors situation where I don't know the situation, but this one we do know. And it's very scarring to watch a movie like this and enjoy a great performance from somebody that you find not really don't like them, but it's just more of like there's already a stigma that you put across yourself when it comes to this. So what am I going to do when it comes to information of this caliber, of this movie that is so enjoyable? Now, if you haven't seen the trailer, then you're going to be way surprised in this movie. But, I am kind of showing the trailer here in pieces, so it shouldn't be too confusing. But I will state this. If you've seen the trailer, then you know where I'm going, because there's another character that I was thoroughly excited about, and it did not let me down. Not one bit did not let me down to see it. I don't want to impact what the trailer has shown, because I found out from like Uber riders and things like that, they don't even see the trailer. So it's really nice to keep that rhythm, because if I didn't know, this would have blown me away even more. But it still did a good job. So with that being said, I want to keep it kind of cryptic and go more into that with spoilers. So if you're familiar with what I'm referring to when it comes to the other cast of characters, the one that you're going to see, the reason you're excited, especially if you're my age in your 40s, yes, it does not disappoint. You should be hyped. You should be excited. He's what brings me to this movie, be honest with you. And I'm very happy I got it. And it's a nice thing to have based on the scenario that's at hand. I hate being cryptic when it comes to these type of movies. So the question is, what am I giving it as a score? Well, here's the thing. I'm very mixed. I'm mixed because I feel like my own emotions are controlling it. I want to give a high number 8, but then I want to go down to a 6 or 7. Now, that might be a little bit drastic, but the reason I state that is because I do thoroughly enjoy this movie. I feel it's slow in the beginning. I feel it's action-packed towards the end. But then it's like, are they shoehorning? Because it's funny. There's a little bit of humor that really brings a spark to this that's really enjoyable. And then for those that are like me, like for example, I know I have some of my friends that watch my reviews in the beginning. So I'm going to say this for those that watch my reviews. This is a shout out to JD, Johnny Donuts 777, and to Campo. I'm going to say this right now, and I'm not going to spoil it. I'm just going to say this right now. You're going to be very happy, and at the same time, you are in the world where I am, where you have been a part of all of the DC world. So it's very nice to have a certain character involved, but more. And that's all I'm going to say. So with that being said, my score is an 8, high 8 for fun. If you're not damaged by Ezra Miller's like a real life scenario, and of course, if you don't know some of the trailer information, then an 8 is solid for you. As a person that has to review, that has to give a number based on the plot and the movie itself, I had fun in this movie, but I'm bringing it down to a 6 or 7 for one reason. I feel the beginning is slow. I feel like things are shoehorned, and I feel like the actor that plays the Flash, unfortunately, might have caused the stigma. But I did get lost in his performance, so there's nothing against that. But in the back of my head, I still knew what's happened in real world. So let's leave it at that. I have a lot that I want to go through when it comes to spoilers, because, I mean, boy, this is just a fun ride for any geek out there that loves the DC universe in general. So with that being said, I'm going to put a big spoiler warning right here. Spoilers. Spoilers are happening. Spoilers are happening. You do not want to be spoiled. Holy crap. So I'm going to go in the order of all the Easter eggs that were talked about, and we're just going to start chopping down, guys, so we can get this to a point where I can get through this quickly, because I'm already 6 minutes into my review, and I want to get this out. So with the Easter eggs and the spoilers, I'm going to go straight through to what I think, and also talk about those points into the movie. So first and foremost, the first thing I wanted to point out, and I realized later on this wasn't an inside joke, because there was more points in the movie where they could have implied about craziness, but I said before about the whole Ezra Miller thing, okay? Ezra Miller, for those that don't know, and I don't mean to spoil this for people, but if you've seen the movie and you love his performance, I'm going to kind of sadly ruin it a little bit, but Ezra Miller is a horrible person. He did some really bad things in the real world. You can Google it. I'm not going to get into it. But then there became a joke where he said Justice League doesn't really have a good mental health program. That is a really dark joke, and I don't know if that was put in before the Ezra Miller stuff or after, but I feel like it needs to be removed, because it's a really dark joke based on the whole stuff, the whole controversy when it comes to Ezra Miller. Then, of course, during the fight scene where Ezra Miller is getting the babies, and then finally they have the case, we get to see Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. I know my buddy G-Rod is going to be happy with that if he goes to see this movie. Then we actually see at some point Iris West. Now, Iris West is the girl that has feelings for Barry that you see at the end of the movie. Here's the reason why it's really funny. She mentions that she's seen him before, and he's like, "No, I haven't." This is actually a joke towards the whole Snyder Cut thing. So if you guys don't know, in the original Justice League movie, when they first introduced the Flash, we don't actually get to see Iris West. That whole storyline with Iris West was cut out. That was actually part of the Zack Snyder Cut. So when they put the Zack Snyder Cut out finally, it actually has her in it. The problem is now we have the Zack Snyder universe and we have the Justice League DCE universe. And I don't know where it's at. There's no telling where this is at, so they make a joke about it with Iris West by saying, I'm sure we've met. No, we haven't. That's because they don't know where to go with this. That's where I feel like this multiverse split that they're doing with the spaghetti is just their way of explaining things, just like they did in the Marvel Universe. Now, the phasing thing was something I wanted to bring in because that is an awesome thing that they've used through even the video games, things of that nature. I love the phasing thing. Then when he finally goes to the other world and meets himself, we see them talking about the Eric Stoltz Back to the Future. So if you're confused by the whole Eric Stoltz thing, I understand why. I wish I had a clip to show you, but copyright, okay? But I have the Back to the Future collection that shows this. Originally, when they were shooting Back to the Future, they shot scenes with Eric Stoltz in mind to play the character. But when they were shooting the movie, they felt a beat that, like, this is right. He's not our Marty McFly. So then they brought Michael J. Fox in after he originally couldn't do it because of family ties, but then they broke off. And for those that don't know these, this is going to be just skip to the next Easter egg. This is going to be confusing. So there are original scenes with Eric Stoltz playing Marty McFly. This universe is making a joke on that, which then moves on to Thomas Curry, which is Arthur Curry, aka Aquaman's father, played by the guy that plays Boba Fett in Star Wars. I had to throw that out there. I thought it was funny. Then I freaked out in the theater. I don't think nobody realized it, and this is real. I found the real Batman Michael Keaton fan. So I actually, before I went and saw this movie, last night I watched Batman Returns, and before that I watched Batman. I was not going to see Flash for Flash. I was going to see Flash for, well, the man, Batman. This ain't Batman, but this is, I'd rather have it backwards in black. And anyway, my point to the whole thing is this. I'm trying to go the whole Batman. Anyway, the point to the whole thing is this. They did a beautiful job with Michael Keaton and bringing him in. And I love that when they first come into the building, we get that statue area. So if you remember back in the first movie, Vicky Vale and the other reporter that she works with that has a crush on her, but she's more into Bruce Wayne, they go into that area and they're talking about the statues, and he's talking about each one as he's standing right behind him. The part where you see both of the Flashes is that same area he walks in. So when I saw that, I knew right off the bat. I was like, dude, we're getting Keaton Banner. I mean, we're getting Keaton Batman now. We're getting Keaton Batman now. And then we got to see the OG Batman cave. But I'll be honest with you, it wasn't even the OG Batman cave that made me flip out. It was the bag. When the other Barry, the new Barry, I guess you call it, came with the Laughing Joker bag, I know a lot of you kids are going to be like, what's so funny about the Joker bag? In the original Batman movie, when Batman gets Joker latched onto a gargoyle and then he falls to his death, you hear Joker laughing, but it's actually a bag with a little sound device in there. Just goes, ah, 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 ah. That's literally the same laughing bag they're talking about, and he has it in the Batcave. I thought that was cool. Moving on, we have Supergirl Kara Zor-El. The girl that played Supergirl is amazing. I'm actually kind of crushing on her. I'm not going to lie. She's cute. Not going to lie. And then we go back to more Batman. The Batman stuff is what really picked me up and got me excited. For example, he actually asked them when they go on the thing, the not the elevator, but the whole conveyor thing, the lift. When they go on the lift, he actually says, "How much do you weigh?" If you're wondering what that is again, that is another nod to Vicky Vale when he actually holds Vicky Vale or uses clips Vicky Vale to his back clip. But he tells her later. He said, "You went too low with your number. It's a higher number." I can't remember what the actual line is. So for him to bring back the how much do you weigh thing was a really funny thing. Now, again, we get let's get nuts. And that part is the part where he encounters the Joker, and I'm talking about in the original Batman movie, guys. Again, everything I'm talking about is the original 1989 Batman, for those that are confused. So, of course, he says, let's get nuts. And he's referring to when this is another nod to him as Batman, but as Michael Keaton playing Bruce Wayne in the original Batman movie, encountering the Joker. Again, I just love it. And then keep on going. We then finally get the multiverse section. So this is the part I want to talk about. That's going to have a lot of you guys confused. So for those that have seen that, and this is Across the Spider-Verse, spoilers for that right now. I'm going to say it. We see a lot of different Spider-Mans. The Tobey Maguire, the old cartoons, things of that nature. Same thing, kind of multiverse of madness, but Spider-Man. This is the DC's version of that. So here's what we get first. We get the OG black and white Superman, and this is the OG black and white Superman that they did back before even the OG Batman existed. Then we got the Christopher Reeve Superman pop up. Then we got the Adam West Batman. But then, oh my God, this is what blew my mind. And when I saw this, I was like, no one's going to understand this. A lot of people in the theater were even saying, why is Nicolas Cage in this? Why is Nicolas Cage dressed as Superman? All right. before Man of Steel existed, before what was it, Superman Returns existed, there was a plans to make a Superman movie with Nicolas Cage. They shot the film, they did all this stuff, but just it collapsed. It didn't even go into. I think it went into production. I can't remember. So for them to nod the Nicolas Cage Superman, huh, then it ends with George Clooney. We officially have every version of Batman outside of Val Kilmer, which, actual being there, because we didn't get Christian Bale either. But actually being there, we got all the Batmans in some way outside of Adam West, because unfortunately he's passed away. But we did get the we got the Ben Affleck Batman, we got the Michael Keaton Batman, and we got the George Clooney Batman. Or I should say George Clooney Bruce Wayne. We got all the Bruce Waynes from each timeline. Because honestly, the Michael Keaton Batman, we are separating that from the timeline of Returns and Forever. That is always going to be my world when it comes to Batman. But sorry, for Forever and Batman and Robin. Batman and Batman Returns will always be its one story in my eyes. Even though it's supposed to be continuous, I don't care. Those are two. Those are self-contained, and they did in this movie. Those are self-contained. But how does this go with George Clooney? And then, of course, end credits, we get Arthur. Sorry. I had a brain apart there a second. We end up finally getting Arthur Curry, a.k.a. Aquaman, this movie at the end of the movie, which really wasn't that big of a deal. That end credit scene was just stupid, and I'll be honest with you. So how I feel? Well, again, the whole Spider-Verse thing, the whole multiverse thing in the DC universe is awesome. I am very freaking disappointed that Ezra Miller is now Ezra Miller still. Like, that guy should not play Flash no more. They should have found a way when he moved or did the running that he changed into another Flash. Why do we still have the Ezra Miller Flash? This does not make sense to me. This is frustrating. This guy does not deserve to continue to keep the mantle of the Flash. It cut off. I'm sure it's cut off now because of James Gunn taking over, but they should have used that as a catalyst for the story. They had the opportunity to use this as a catalyst for a setup, the James Gunn universe, and they didn't use it. It took so long for this movie to come out, and I thought this whole time they were literally going to make it. They were going to break the universe and then re-put it together, but now we're in the George Clooney Batman universe? What the hell is going on here, bro? This doesn't make sense. It's like they were opening up for another movie, and that's not going to happen. So that is why I'm kind of frustrated with this movie. Only because of that. That should have been opened at, well, of course, the beginning being slow. But, man, the way this closed out was terrible to me. The middle of it, towards the ending of it, is amazing. The way they closed it out, I felt was very bad. And now you have Ezra Miller as the Flash, as a memorable Flash, but he can't be this because he's a corrupt, horrible individual. I don't know how to feel about it, guys. Either way, I did really enjoy the movie. I appreciate you guys coming for the Easter eggs. And I also appreciate you guys for watching that special shout out to that Batman in the beginning. I can't believe that he actually decided to do the video with me. And I'm hoping I get to dress up as Deadpool, which, by the way, Deadpool got moved up to May 4th. May the 4th be with you with Deadpool. I'm going to make sure I dress up as Deadpool. I promise. You'll be wanting to get me on camera. I promise. Anyway, guys. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you guys watch my one of my other reviews right here. I'm on screen. I'm gonna put on my face right here. It's right here. My reviews here. Something else. Check out one of my other reviews. Something's here. And as always, I'm Putty with G Puck Room. You know what we do. Do reviews of Flash and DC Universe 2. See y'all later. Peace.